Alright guys, so today we're going to be talking about IP addresses. We're going to cover what an IP address is, the different types of IP addresses, as well as how you may configure these IP addresses on your computer. So an IP address is what identifies your network, or your device rather, in a network and allows it to communicate with other devices in the network. Alright, there are different types of IP addresses. This include private IPs, public IPs, static IPs, and dynamic IP addresses. Private IPs are used in an internal network. So for example, inside a home setting, your computer will have a private IP, your mobile phone will have a private IP, your TV will have a private IP. Maybe in your office setting, for example, your computer will have a private IP, your colleague's computer will have a private IP, maybe your CCTV cameras will have a private IP, and that allows those devices within that internal or within that local setup to communicate. Whereas for public IPs, they're used to communicate to external networks and are reachable from the internet. So this means that if I'm located in a particular city and I want to communicate to another person in a different city, then we will probably use a public IP address to communicate. So what happens is that internally in my network I will have a private IP address, but by the time I reach to the internet, that private IP address will be translated to a public IPs that will then allow me to communicate with somebody else from a different location, in this case from a different city. We also have static IP addresses. These ones are manually configured. We'll show you how to configure that. And we also have dynamic IPs, which are automatically assigned and change over time. Dynamic IPs are usually assigned by what we call a DHCP server, and we will probably cover that topic in a different video. So right now I will just proceed ahead and show you how this configuration can be done, the IP address configuration. Now if you have a Windows laptop, you will see this Wi-Fi icon on your taskbar, and if it's not visible, you should use the up arrow key to show the hidden icons. Otherwise, if you connected on a LAN network, it will be an icon. Like if you connected over a cable, then it will be a computer-like icon. So you will right click on that, and then you click on Open Network Settings. Now from here, you can click on Change Adapter Options. Alright, and if you're connecting via Wi-Fi as I am, then you will just right click on this icon. If you're connecting under via cable, it will show you which Ethernet adapter will be connected, and you will right click on that depending. So the ones that are have the X mark on them means that they're not active. So if it's active, you shouldn't see this red mark. So that's how you identify it, and you can just right click on it. It will take you to the same options, as you can see. Now when I right click on my adapter, I can click on Properties, and from there I can click on IPv4 Internet Protocol version 4, and then Properties. Then I will see that right now my computer is set to obtain an IP address automatically. The DNS is manually configured, but it can also be set to obtain it automatically. So in order to configure an IP address statically, then you just select this option and then you define. For example, if I want to set the IP 172.16.16.17, and I can define a subnet mask. So here I can put 255.255.0.0, and I can also have a gateway which could be 172.16.16.1, or it could also be 0.1. It just depends on what the network administrator has shared with you as a gateway. So it's very important to understand before you configure an IP address. You need to understand what the IP is, what subnet mask it is, and what's the gateway, as well as the DNS server. In most cases, the gateway will act as a DNS server. So this could also be 172.16.0.1, or you could have a public DNS server such as the Google one, which is 8.8.8.8. So in this case, I'm just going to define the internal one as the preferred DNS server and the public one as the alternate. So that means that if my DNS requests are not resolved at this level, then they will be resolved at this level. So then I can click on it, OK, and close. So as soon as I've closed that, then my IP address is changed. So as you can see, it says identifying, and then eventually it will change to that IP address. Now allow me to just allow my computer to be configured with a dynamic IP address so that I don't lose my internet connectivity. So I will select it to obtain that automatically, and then click OK. It will identify, and then it will connect to the network. Alright, so that's pretty much it, and I hope this video was helpful for you.